Hi, Coach. Just what was it really like to coach during that game? I mean, it just seemed like no matter what you did, like you just couldn't find an answer or defensive end. I'm sure it must have been frustrating just trying to figure out what you could do to just kind of stop your lead from falling apart there. So, what were the emotions like?
I think frustrating is a good word. We were trying to throw different schemes at Kofi. We'd thrown different bodies at him. The thing that was probably the most frustrating part is I think we got out toughened today. I don't think we did. We got out toughened today. I thought we started the game as the aggressor. We started the game beating them on 50-50s and out rebounding them, out scrapping them. And then we lost it. And that's where we got to get more consistent as a team. You can't have two of their stars. They have two stars and they both had big nights. That can't happen. And we allowed it to happen. I thought it was all in all the toughness stuff, rebounding the basketball, playing without fouling, really put us in a hole.
Corey Geiger, you have the next question. Mark Brennan, you're on deck.
Jim, you're up 16-2 in 4 minutes, and they outscored you by 31 points the rest of the way. We saw this against Seton Hall as well with a huge lead. Are you finding any common traits in these games when you get up so big early that these teams are able to come back on you?
Well, I think it's consistency. I think it's continuing to play the way that we're playing. I think we're letting our foot off the gas, and certainly it's on the defensive side of the ball tonight. And that's why I talk about the inconsistency. So you can, at Michigan offensively, we were poor. We started the game poorly and we didn't play well offensively, but we really defended. Tonight we play well offensively, but we don't defend. We don't defend with the collective toughness and the collective discipline that we've shown we can do. And we're going to have to get consistent to win in this league. Everybody's just too good. You can't just play 20 minutes. You got to play all 40, and we haven't done that yet.
Mark Brennan, you've got the next question. Mark Brennan, you've got the next question. Justin Morgenstein, you've got the follow-up.
Thanks, Rose. Jim, I get that there's a toughness aspect to it, but with a guy like Coburn, once you lose John, what are your answers there to try to stop him inside? It seems like that's a very difficult thing for anybody, even if you have typical big men, but you guys don't necessarily have that beyond John.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have a rim protector, so we have to crowd his space. We had to front him in the post. We had to load up on the weak side. We had to pressure the ball. We had to throw different bodies at him. We had to go zone. So there's a multitude of things that we had to do and multiple things that we did. Again, we didn't really feel like going to double him. He's so big that even when you double him, he's going to see out of it, and we didn't want to give up threes. And then I think more so in the second half where we really, let Io get off and attacking us to the rim, playing one-on-one, getting to the free throw line. I thought that really was the second half was a little bit different when they broke us down. But again, I do think it's, the rebound. I don't think there's any excuse for our rebound. I'm sorry. Like, we can rebound. We have tough guys. We work on it. We've out rebounded bigger teams before. So that's on us. We got to rebound the ball better. We got some first shot misses, and then they ended up getting them back, and that's not okay.
Morgenstein, you've got the next question. Rob McCauley, you're on deck.
Coach, we talked about it earlier this week, and with the Big Ten schedule coming up, obviously it not getting any easier. But what makes a 1-2 punch like Desunu and Coburn just so tough to defend, especially when it's a guard and a big man like that?
Well, the two NBA players out there. That's a great luxury to have. Obviously, we had one last year, right? That was a pretty good luxury to have. And when one's an explosive guard and one's a giant, they're really difficult to guard, and that's why they're as good as they are. But again, I just felt like if we would have done some of the little things, we would put ourselves in a situation to win this basketball game. I mean, the little things is guarding one-on-one and rebounding the basketball. I mean, we made the same amount of shots. We made 2 more threes than they did, and we got crushed on the glass and we got crushed from the foul line. I mean, what did we take? 7 free throws. They took 28. You got to play without fouling. You got to rebound the basketball. It's really, to me, that game comes down and it's really simple stuff.
Jim, Rob McCauley, you've got the next question. Nate Bauer, you're on deck.
Thanks, Rose. Jim, it seemed like your scouting report worked out pretty well in the early going, where you correctly identified that Illinois hadn't quite figured out what they want to do with switching ball screens. Did that help? Did that change after that?
I mean, we attacked their ball screens. They made some adjustments. They started icing us. We attacked it. Again, in this game, I don't think it was really offense. The Michigan game was our offense. You know, we shot great. We shot 53% from the field. You know, we got to make more threes in a game like this. I don't think their defense bothered us as much as our defense bothered us.
And the other thing that I noticed early going, you were pretty good at flustering Coburn. And it seemed after halftime, he learned to keep the ball up. So I know that it's hard to celebrate little things that you did right in a game that you lost, but was that part of the scouting report as well?
Yeah, I mean, we're certainly not celebrating anything right now. You know, the first half, I thought he hurt us as well. We tried to keep more balance, but what did Coburn have in the first half? I mean, he was hurting us in there too. We tried to get him off balance. It was really about, you know, us trying to meet him early. We let him get too deep a position. If you let a guy that big get that deep a position, you got to front him in the post. You got to pressure the ball. You got to load on the weak side. And I thought we allowed him to get too deep a position at certain times where he started getting it going. And again, I still think it came down to rebounding the basketball, guys.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Coach. Thanks, Rose.
Thanks, Rob.
Nate Bauer, you've got the next question. Tanya Moose, you'll finish this up for this session with interim head coach Jim Ferry.
Hey, Jim. Sorry for belaboring the point, but just to put a finer point on it, did you feel like that was effort? I guess on that end, or were you out of position? Like, what was the balance there?
Yeah, I don't think it was effort. Our guys play hard, man. You know, especially Big Johnny. Or that's what TV did a really, you know, Trent Buttrick did a really good job. You know, it's when he gets to your body, you know, and they put us in. So they were trying to put some ball screen action, roll them. So we got to deal with their ball screen first and roll back to them. Guards got to meet them and step up the line. So I don't think it was effort. I thought they became a little bit more aggressive. They started going inside to pound it inside, and you know, we just didn't meet them. We let them get too deep, and we weren't able to keep them off balance like we did a little bit earlier.
Tanya Moose, you've got the last question, and then we'll finish up. Just a reminder for the Wisconsin game on January 3rd. We still do not have a tip time on that, but please make sure you get your credential request in.
Okay, I'm just kind of wondering what really happened at the end of the game there. Do you think that was just frustrations kind of boiling over on your side and Illinois? I'm really not sure what was going on their point, but what was your view? Because it was right in front of your bench, obviously.
Two competitive kids.